My mother-in-law keeps taking my gifts without permission. I don't mind, but she could at least ask. A little background. I don't believe that people change much with age. No, if someone becomes selfish, mean, greedy, or rude in old age, it's because they were like that in their youth. Aging just makes their character flaws worse. Take my mother-in-law, for example. I've known her for almost 20 years, and throughout my entire life with her son, I've never heard a kind word from her. Margaret has an astonishing level of greed, a love for freebies, and extreme pettiness. This is especially surprising because she didn't come from a poor family, and her late husband, my father-in-law, was the director of a large company. Thankfully, my husband, Michael, didn't inherit or develop these traits. He's a wonderful person, and we raised both our daughters to be generous, open, and fair. I teach history at an institute in our city. I love my job, and I always get along well with most students. Over the years, it's become a tradition that they give me chocolates, wine, and champagne for holidays, especially during exam season. No matter how much I tell them not to, they still bring gifts. And I'm the same way. I never go to a doctor without a box of chocolates. That's just how things are here. We express gratitude for good work. So it's like a cycle of gifts. My students bring me chocolates, and I pass some on to others as tokens of appreciation. Recently, I started noticing that my stash of chocolates and fine wine was running low. My daughters hardly eat sweets. They're both adults and university students who watch their health and figure. So I asked my husband, Mike, did you take some chocolates or champagne for someone as a gift? I don't see a big box I was going to give my friend for March 8th. Chocolates? If you'd offered me some dried fish, maybe. Why would I need chocolates? My husband laughed in surprise. I assumed I had just misplaced them. Maybe I moved them somewhere without realizing it. For International Women's Day, we invited my mother-in-law over. On this day, my husband is always extra busy because he's surrounded by women, his mother, wife, and 2 daughters. He's not great at cooking, so he ordered 2 huge pizzas, gave us bouquets and gifts, and we helped him set up the table. Everyone was happy, except for Margaret. She complained that the scarf we got her wasn't the right one, and that she didn't like the pizza my husband ordered. Later that evening, while cleaning up, I noticed something odd. In the dimly lit hallway, I saw a wine bottle's neck sticking out of my mother-in-law's small bag. It clearly didn't fit inside. I wouldn't have paid much attention if it weren't for the distinctive packaging, but I recognized that bottle immediately. A student had gifted it to me after returning from an internship in South Africa. The entire bottle was covered in a bright label with African patterns, and the foil on the neck was bright yellow. I had never seen this wine in local stores. There was no mistake. I waited for a moment when my mother-in-law was alone and sat next to her. Margaret, forgive me for asking, but I noticed a bottle of wine in your bag. Where did you get it? What do you mean, where? I bought it, she lied, without hesitation. The thing is, this is a very rare orange wine a student brought me from Africa. I don't mind, but why take it secretly? Why not ask? I said as gently as possible. Oh, please! Like you'd give it to me. Your cabinet is bursting with bottles like a whole warehouse. And yet, a mother can't take a single bottle? She suddenly snapped. Of course you can, but you should at least ask, I said, starting to get irritated. What's going on? My husband asked, walking into the room. Oh, your wife is calling me a thief just because I took a little bottle of wine from the cabinet. I thought a mother didn't have to ask her own son, his mother said, playing the victim. My husband gave me a look as if to say, Really? Is it that big of a deal? Of course, I didn't mind sharing, but taking things without asking is just wrong. She's not old or senile. She fully understands what she's doing. My husband buys her everything, groceries, clothes, but apparently that's not enough. She still feels the need to secretly take things from us. And yet, I end up looking like the petty, greedy one. Now, I'm wondering what to do about this situation. I can't exactly put locks on my cabinets, and storing all the gifts at work would be strange. It's an office, not a bar. But I definitely don't want to encourage her little raids on my pantry. She needs to understand that this is wrong.